Welcome to part 2 of our simple CMS. In this lecture we will create the registration file. So we will create a new file called registration, and then we will include the config inc PHP we create in the last video, so we with the required ones, so we can access the variables we have declared already in config inc, and then we will declare all variables we will need in this registration file, so we can use them later in this script. Now I will create some variables for our errors, so we can put this error strings in this variables. And at first I will create an if statement, so we can check if the server has some request post. It's for our forms later. So this code will process when someone click on the submit button or login button or registration button. So now I will check all posts variables. I will tell it later in our HTML form. So we need to know if the files are empty, so we can check them. If someone will register without any username, we can stop it with this function or if statement. And yeah, if it's not empty, we can select the database and check if the username is already exists. Yeah, let me type a little bit. These are the variable link out of the config file. So we select the database and connect to it, and now we can create variables to ask the database if the username is exist. So let me type and I will explain this function what I type down a little bit later. It's a bit easier for me to type down and yeah, give you later the statement what this function does. Okay, let me explain this if statement. So we connected to the database and we check the database if the user exists. And if the user exists, we will give out the statement this username is already taken. And if there is not in use, they will declare in the username variable and it will give it and save it to the database later. And the other statement with oops, there went something wrong is when the database don't get any connection. Yeah, thank you for watching and we will create the next step in the next video.